Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor. Welcome to the live drive of our first, is it our first used car live drive? I think it might be.
Oh no, I don't know.
Either way, 2006 Toyota 4Runner. And for those of you who do not follow the TOPher on YouTube, you absolutely should, because he recently picked up this 4Runner and he has been kind of tastefully modifying it, getting it nice and crisp. Got fresh fluids, fresh brake pads, all nice and clean, even though it's not very clean right now. He just put these new Firestone Destination XT all-terrain tires on there, and we've got it for a week. We've had it for a while now. We've got Alyssa behind the camera. She spent some time in it. I spent some time in it. We did our full suite of videos. We did a highway fuel economy test. We did a sound system review on its bumpin' 6-speaker audio system. And today, we're gonna just take a time to go out, do some light snow driving with it, drive it around, and talk about what it's like driving a 240,000 mile Toyota 4Runner here in 2021. Now, if you're watching this after the fact, feel free to hit that subscribe button and sign up for notifications so you never miss a live drive. We've been great lately about doing them 4 o'clock on Tuesdays, and now 4 o'clock on Fridays, hitting you guys with that double live drive. We've got Alyssa behind the camera. We're gonna do a little bit of a walk around and then get to your comments and hear what you all are up to for this weekend and what you think about an old Toyota. One thing you might notice right off the bat, it's kind of hard not to, is this big old bumper on the front. When Chris bought it, he was kind of like, should I keep it? Should I not? I mean, it does look a little wonky, but at the same time, it doesn't matter what's running out in front of you, the rest of your car is going to be okay. Deer, tree, slow Chevy Equinox in front of you, doesn't matter, you can push it out of the way. So probably do a little touching up of the black paint at some point, but it's also got a spot for a winch, so we can get a winch installed in there, so anytime that I decide to get some sort of off-road vehicle stuck, Chris can come and recover us using this. Because as some of you may know, the TOPher had a Lexus GX, which is similar to a 4Runner, but it loaded up with all sorts of luxury features, high-end sound system, air suspension, looks a little different. So in some ways he's doing a downgrade, but also saving a bunch of money and a lot more simplicity. I think owning this car for less than $5,000 is going to allow you, and allow Chris in this situation, to enjoy it a lot more, either with daily driving or taking it off-roading, doing utility type stuff. We've already done some towing with it and it did great. And there's something freeing about having a car that doesn't have sort of like a 6-figure, or I should say a 5-figure price tag looming over your head anytime you're doing something that might damage it. What do you think of this gold paint, Liz? It's a little 2000s.
It's a little dated. It's a little 2000s.
But it's not too bad. It's held up really well.
It's really clean though.
It's super dirty right now.
Yeah.
But in general, I mean,
cars are gonna be dirty
great
anywhere between December and March in Michigan.
Sometimes I'm like, do I wash a car before I film it? And I'm like, you know what? By the time I get from the car wash to where I'm filming anyway,
it's gonna look exactly the same before you washed it.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, the color's a little dated, but that is okay, because with a car like this, you're not really concerned about the glamour looks of it. You care about what it can do, and this car can do a lot of amazing things.
And I will say, this color is one of the best you can get for masking dirt and any sort of dirtiness. So you could drive this for a few weeks, get it dirty, and not feel like you have to rush out. Rush out and clean it.
Not like a white Tesla.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right now the TOPher has our Tesla Model Y, so he's getting electron life, and we're getting 14 to 15 miles per gallon. So that's
completely the opposite.
Daily Motor, we had to get one V8 and one electric vehicle so that they cancel out. It's like owning 2 4-cylinders.
Exactly. Yeah. Look at these tires. Beefy. I just want to go back to where I was standing over here and look at the side profile of this. Look at that. Look at the beautifulness. They're brand new. The tread is so nice and deep.
Yeah, look at the snow.
The snow just
like
like stuck into it. Yeah.
It's so thick.
With 2 C's. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. They're beautiful tires.
Now, the TOPher will have to do a little bit of a lift to this because certain bumps when you go over, it does come in and hit a bit of the fender, especially in the front. You can see
these
this
little mud
big,
flaps. Yeah.
this big heavy front bumper is weighing the front shocks down a little, and there's less clearance. So right in the back, if you're turning, going over any bumps, it rubs up on there.
Right.
So the back actually has a decent amount of clearance, but this is weighing the vehicle down quite a bit. So
and that looks like it's iron.
Oh yeah, I mean this is.
Yeah, that's gonna be really heavy.
That's solid.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
a few 100 pounds way up in the front.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice that a little bit driving around. This thing is in such awesome shape.
Right.
There's virtually no rust, and Chris took it up to get it crown rust proofed to further ensure that rust freeness. But its previous owners did an excellent job keeping it in good shape.
And this was in northern Michigan too.
Yeah, it was.
Not quite the UP, but northern Michigan.
So definitely some hard winters. Yeah, I don't even think it was garaged. And well, I take that back. I think it was garaged for at least part of its life.
Right.
Yeah. Nice usable back to the 4Runner.
Right.
Got this nice WeatherTech liner fit in here, and it's utilitarian. You've got some tie down areas. You've got a power point. You've got a little storage area because I think a third row was optional for these 4Runners. A very small third row, so kids could put their juice boxes and Cheerio bags back there.
Oh, that panel comes off. Is that supposed to?
Probably. There's a little extra storage in there for straps or tie downs and tools
really
or something.
nice.
Yeah. And it clips back in real easy.
Cool.
Neat. It looks like there's some sort of thing back there.
Another one right there.
Oh, let's stick it to your jack. Yeah. Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah. The old stuff.
Yeah. Very, very nice.
And then you got a strap so you can pull this down without getting your hands filthy, touching the outside.
I do appreciate those. Yeah.
Can you reach that strap?
Yeah,
Probably.
I had to when I got groceries the other night.
Yeah, that's good. So even shorter people can get to it.
Yeah.
Back seat, if you want to hop in.
All right.
Very dark because there is some aftermarket tint on these windows.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and get like a view of the back seat before I hop in.
Okay, so clean.
It's super nice.
Yeah.
The seats, the cloth seats are in beautiful condition.
Not bad at all. Kind of move this maybe to the back. And this.
There we go.
This is kind of neat. To fold the seats, you pull the seat bottom up, and then you can put that down, and it gives a very flat load surface.
That's really nice. Yeah.
Way back there, anything needed to put in.
Take it camping.
Yeah. Oh yeah, great camper.
Okay.
A little bit of a reach. There's no running boards, but I'm kind of glad that there aren't. Nice little tap. Probably a seat settling in there.
Yeah.
So you could do 3 adults probably back here. This is a decent amount of space in the second row, actually.
This is actually really very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Footroom's a tad limited. I can't quite get my feet under there, and my knees are quite a bit up. I'm sitting kind of low. But I've got a ton of headroom. They could have made the seats go up a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they didn't though, because it's still, I think that would take away from some of the roominess feeling that you get back here. At least that I get back
That's
here.
fair.
Yeah.
And there is a bit of a stadium seating aspect. I'm kind of looking over the front of the driver's headrest right now. In fact, I could lower it a bit and get even more visibility.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, should we see who's in the chat?
Yeah. I think you should. Hannah's Planet. Wow, Toyota 4Runner. I like it.
Cool.
Say hello to Moran.
Hey, Moran.
And Yas.
Yas. I knew Yas was around because he commented on one of our videos recently. I liked that comment that you made about Nathan being not being on our snow drive.
Irvan Celestine says, I'm a fan of the bumper.
Cool. Good. Yeah, I'll be interested to know kind of how people feel about the bumper, good or bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right Lane Hog says, this is a very practical color and slat belt. Slat belt?
Oh, salt belt.
Salt belt.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I can see that, yeah.
Also,
salt belt is what he ended up.
I'm also curious if Kyle's going to be watching this one because we've got a V8 for him, and it's not often with new cars that we get to drive V8s, and he loves V8s, so we'll see if he tunes in.
Right. And Irvan is asking us to do the POV drive.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. I actually already shot 2 POV test drives for this for the Winding Road channel.
We'll probably do a little sneak peek.
Yeah, we'll probably hold it right there. Definitely.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, to the front?
To the front.
Ugh, it's definitely a bit of a hop out.
Yeah.
Ugh. In the theme of refreshing, there's something refreshing about the simplicity of this cabin. Just have a standard double din radio. It actually does have automatic climate control, which I was surprised about. Full-time four-wheel drive, both high and low, with a center locking diff. No buttons on the steering wheel, just a big open perfect wheel. The cruise controls down here, a little stock control. Yeah.
Get my noisy coat a little bit out of the way.
Those gloves away. Some really decently sized cup holders. We were able to put our big 32-ounce water bottle in there. Got some garage door openers. Try to position those so they don't rattle.
This kind of looks like you can take it out. Can you take it out? Right there. Oh.
Yeah, and I like how that's grippy down there. Oh, and you can actually
adjust it, yeah.
Yeah, you adjust how you want it sized. That's nifty.
That is nice. So if you want one side to just be like a nice phone holder.
Yeah.
And a big 32-ounce water bottle holder.
Mm-hmm. A little extra little storage thing there. We'll use that to keep an eye on the stream health.
Cool. This one for your comments. Nice interior, you guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sunglasses holder. Headliner's in great shape. It's just amazing how well these vehicles hold up, especially considering I own a 2006 car from Chrysler with the same mileage, and interior is not held up quite as well. And the car itself has not held up nearly as well. And obviously those are just 2 data points. It could have been completely different owners, but there's something to be said for how this vehicle feels like it's almost only 40,000 miles, and my Chrysler Town & Country feels all of its 250,000.
And you feel it while you drive it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
There's even an aux port in there, which is nice.
You you don't see these ever
Yeah, little
nowadays.
coin holders.
Yeah.
Who uses coins? And you got a little thing up there as well if you wanted to do even more stuff.
I'm looking for a nice spot to put this.
Will it fit right in there, or did you want to put your phone there?
Where you want it right here?
I was just thinking in there. Yeah.
That'll probably be fine.
All right. Let's start it up. This is an SR5 trim V8, so it's probably one of the least expensive V8 models you could get back in 2006.
Oh, Moran said, just put it in first or L and let that famous Toyota Revliner sing, because I know that step-gate transmission holds the gear.
Yep, you bet. We're gonna do some of that off-road, because if you see in here, we've got some lights, and those are not because of ignorance or failed maintenance or anything. That is because I have the ABS and stability control plug unplugged so that we can do a little bit of slipping and sliding. Huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know the TOFR does plan on getting a switch installed so that he can disable and enable the traction and stability control from the cabin, but for now we just got to reach under the hood and pop something off. This thing is so tight and solid, guys. There's no play in the steering. The brakes feel like a new car. In fact, there's barely even any rattles.
Yeah.
This thing's got less rattles inside of it than our brand new Tesla. Whee!
Wow. Wow.
And with that little extra ground clearance, you can... yeah, you can just kind of bound over anything. Now, we do have some donations. If we get $10 total, we will take a crack at the off-road loops. Maybe find some different sort of trails to explore with these beefy all-terrain tires. And $20 total donation, we'll put Alyssa behind the wheel. Only any donations on the Cash App count as double for those. So if we just get a $10 donation on the Cash App, then we will go and do it all.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe $40 total, and we'll make Alyssa do some off-roading as well.
Okay. I can do that.
Which, yeah, with this, you'd probably be fine with doing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I will say that these tracks right here are from me. So, yeah, in this.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. No, I've already been doing some scouting and some trial with these tires, and they handle it great.
Right. Right Lane Hog says, I admire the restraint you genius by the original owners in selecting options and keeping this simple.
Oh yeah, they definitely did that. Actually, we'll go this way first. And this 4.7 liter V8, it feels new. It feels spring fresh. Transmission shifts great. I know the TOFR did a whole fluid flush and fill on the transmission and the brake fluid, coolant, everything. And it's like driving around a new 4Runner, but in a lot of ways better because you get this.
Wow.
Nice sound of an unstressed V8 pulling out just under 300 horsepower and just over 300 pound-feet of torque. Good cruising. 5-speed automatic transmission, shifts well. Put your foot down.
Wow.
And it downshifts. You can also manually select all 5 gears. You got D, 4, 3, 2, and L. I don't know why they didn't just do 1 for L, but I guess they wanted to keep it a prin for 3 to L.
Now this has about 240,000 miles on it, right?
Yep, 241, 248.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But you would not know it if someone didn't tell you. Definitely not a car that you hustle. You feel like you're like, okay, all right, corner, come on, you can do it.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that way. I remember I was actually turning when I was driving this earlier this week or last week, and I was making a turn, a right-hand turn, and there were 2 lanes I could pick, and I was aiming for the rightmost lane, but the car was like, no, you're gonna take the left one, and I was like, okay, well, it's good that this isn't like a 2-lane turn, and no one else is to the left of me, so, all right.
Yeah, the steering does require many turns, and it's a big wheel, and it's just kind of...
It's beefy.
Yeah.
You feel the beefiness, and it drives like that as well. And
feel the beef.
it's fun.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, how does this compare to a Jeep Wrangler?
This is kind of a competitor to the Wrangler. It's almost like a different buyer, but the same general class of buyer.
Got it.
I feel like someone who buys a 4Runner is more of a serious off-roader and someone who wants to take care of their vehicle properly, and I think just generally has a more responsible sense about them than someone who buys a Wrangler. I think a Wrangler is a little bit more just like bro-ish, kind of like whatever goes style buyer.
Gotcha.
But they're both incredibly capable vehicles. Technically the Wrangler is a little bit more off-road capable than a 4Runner, but 95% of things you could do with both vehicles.
Cool.
And this is going to be a lot more reliable than a Wrangler.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would say that. Anything pretty much made by Toyota.
Yeah, I mean you can't beat Toyota when it comes to reliability.
Right. Very cool.
Cruising here at just about 60 miles per hour. It's easy to do.
It's very nice.
There's a little bit of wandering, but with these big all-terrain tires and an older car, that's not too surprising. We've got about a 3 mile per hour difference between the speedo and what we're actually doing because of the oversized tires.
Gotcha. Okay. Huh. Tron says, afternoon, guys. It looks cold up there.
Yeah, no, it is.
Texas has frozen over and is sub 32 down here as well. Not having fun.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite chilly. It's currently 26 degrees here, so really not that different, but we've had some single-digit nights and days in the past, past week or so.
Yeah, last week we woke up and it was 8 degrees.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Right. Luke M. Tech says it's 83 in Florida. So what a contrast, guys.
Yeah. So our current fuel economy average is 15.3 miles per gallon. Let's reset that and just kind of see what we get by the end of this trip, because I know that one is a little biased from our highway fuel economy test in this, in which we got about 17, technically 16 and a half, but 4Runner got a lucky bump.
Gotcha.
looking forward to getting into doing car stuff this year. Pretty much last summer got everything nerfed with COVID.
Right.
But this year I'm looking forward to finally getting back into some cars and coffees and press shows and some racing, things like that.
There's a Wrangler right there.
Yeah, nice yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we can go on a lot of press events this year and drive a bunch of different cars and
yeah,
do some live driving of those and doing some nice filming as well.
Yeah, I did a super impromptu cell phone mobile live stream of the Hyundai event I went on last year, and people liked that. A lot of people tuned in and asked questions, so looking forward to doing more of that. This thing's totally unperturbed by the slush.
Yeah, and slush sometimes is worse than ice because it can just pull you.
Right. It's like, nah.
These tires are awesome.
Yeah, even with just all season tires, this thing was doing pretty well for you in the snow when you were driving it.
Yeah, I had to go through some tight neighborhood streets for my career. Don't hit that piece of metal. Ooh, that's a sign that's down on the side of the road. Ooh, rough. Ruined the new tires. Anyways, I had to go down some really tight neighborhood roads and that were not plowed, but people had been driving on them, so the snow was like packed down in weird ways, and yeah, really still quite loose. And this thing had absolutely no problem. Absolutely no problem. And I thought of a way to describe it while I was driving it in those neighborhood streets, and it was like you could run over a puppy and not even know. You would have no idea, so I hope I didn't offend anybody, but...
Daily Motor, sponsored by PETA.
Right. You wouldn't even know.
It's so much easier to be forgiving of flaws when you spend less than $10,000, maybe even less than $5,000 on a vehicle. You just don't...
Right.
You don't nitpick things. When we're driving new cars, a lot of our little complaints come from the price of the vehicle. If we're driving something that's $50,000, we have to point out little annoyances or flaws differently than driving something like this. I mean, yeah, this thing, the seats aren't super comfortable after an hour in the saddle. Sound system's not very good. But like, those things are so minor that never once do I get behind the wheel of this and think, man, like, stinks that I gotta have this audio system or something like that. It was just all your concerns just go away. And I feel similarly to driving my town and country. Very inexpensive, definitely has flaws, but because of how little I paid for it, I'm just kind of like, meh. This thing's also fun because you can just do so much exploring and just kind of check things out. Like, I've never been down this way, but it's just kind of, you know, if a road turns to dirt or no road or something,
no worries.
Yeah, it's just
no road, no worries.
Push down the trees with the big bumper and keep going.
Right.
As long as you can afford to fill up the gas tank.
Yeah.
Just like 23 gallons, so it'll last you a while.
So Moran says, sadly, the trick for TCS off in Camry doesn't work in a 4Runner.
Aw, bummer.
And Kiwi Interstates is searching for Lexus ES350 around 2010.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty good used car. It wouldn't be very exciting. You'd probably be wanting to replace it before too long, but if you did a lot of commuting and you just wanted a smooth driver, yeah. Another thing to consider if you're looking at an ES, there's also the Infiniti Jeep class of that generation. You get an Infiniti G or an Infiniti M, and also get reliability and luxury, but a little more of a sport element to it. Cool.
Yas says he's going off-roading tomorrow for the first time in his new Tacoma.
Cool. Yeah, Tacoma, pretty similar to this 4Runner. That's really cool. That'll be fun.
Nice. Yeah. Tron says he was planning on going flying, but icing is going to prohibit that. I've been looking at renting a Model Y or something to mess around with.
Something to keep an eye out for is we actually just found out from the TOPher today that Tesla is doing demo drives of their cars at like pop-up supercharger locations. So the supercharger here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, there's like 9 Model 3s and Model Ys there.
Cool.
And you can just pretty much show up and take one for a test drive.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And they're doing that in all supercharging locations?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. You could probably look up online somewhere and find a schedule for it or whatever, but I didn't see it on Reddit or anything.
Okay.
And I didn't know about it until Chris, who's got our Model Y, went to supercharge, and there was just all these Teslas there with a big Tesla flag and stuff.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tron, maybe that's something you should look into this weekend and see. Because they're doing it in our location. They're doing it for the next 3 days after today. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe they're doing some out there too.
Very cool. All right.
Any other chats going on?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Luke M. Tech is thinking about taking a new Chevy Tahoe diesel for a test drive tomorrow.
Ooh. Yeah, I heard that diesel motor is really good, and I would definitely go with one of the lower trim, like a Tahoe or maybe a Yukon over the Escalade. The Escalade's just not worth spending that much money for.
Gotcha. Cool. And Hannah's Planet says her favorite is the Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah, the Wrangler's got a lot of character too. We had that orange Wrangler diesel almost a year ago, and
that thing was pretty fun. Yeah.
And you can pop the roofs off, and you can just take the windshield off or the doors if you want. It's a more dedicated experience, but the 4Runner is just a tad bit more commonplace and practical in some ways. So yeah, 2 similar but different buyers.
Gotcha. Very cool. Kiwi Interstates says, at least you have snow. Here in North Carolina, it's 35 degrees and rain. So just too warm for snow or ice.
That's a good thing to know. Because the North Carolina climate definitely sounds tempting at sometimes, but I would rather have 20 degrees and beautiful snow than 35 degrees and just rain.
Right.
Yeah, unless that only lasted like 2 months, in which case that'd be better.
Yeah, what are your springs like? How early do they start? Because us northerners are dealing with gray skies probably 9 to 10 months of the year.
Well, yeah, maybe not quite that much, but yeah.
Well...
It feels like it at this point.
Yeah, it does. It feels like that. And Tron says, oh boy, I gotta look into that test drive. Thanks for the info.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We'll hop out and do another look around. For those of you who may have missed what this big beefer looks like. Ah, my hat. Ah, throw that in the back. 2006 Toyota 4Runner. I mean, I guess most people can just see on the thumbnail what it looks like, but it's still kind of cool to get out and get the interactive elements. It always amazes me, you can drive through so much snow with this thing, and yet it doesn't get snow covered.
Right.
Mud flaps help, and yeah, the height definitely helps as well. If we can hit $5 of Cash App donation or $10 total donations on YouTube and everything, we will go take this off-road, plow it through the snow. And the donations are ever so more appreciated for today's live drive, because this is probably the worst, one of the worst fuel economy live drives we've done. I think maybe like, did we live drive the BMW M8? I don't think.
Yes,
we did.
Yeah, we did donuts on it.
Ah, you're right. Yeah, that one probably cost us just about as much, especially because it was premium fuel. Yeah. That's another big plus with this, is you're getting a V8, but you don't have to put premium gas in it, whereas like the Lexus V8s you do. So,
do you want to show the rust proofing underneath in case people are interested in that?
Yeah, so as I said at the beginning, the TOPher, who does own this 4Runner, took this to get crown rust proofed, and they sprayed an oil-based rust coating down there. So pretty much everything underneath is well coated and well prevented from getting rusted. So not a lot of money. It's only like $150 or so to have an SUV like this completely sprayed down.
At least where he went.
Yeah, at Crown Rust Proofing, and they're kind of a chain.
Okay.
So they're around.
That's good.
Yep. So and I think that's a fairly competitive market rate. He was thinking about doing different wheels, but honestly, these factory wheels look pretty darn good, and it's hard to get an aftermarket wheel that looks better. So, yeah, cool.
Very cool.
Whip. Right. It's honestly not even too cold here with the sun shining. It's nice.
And in my sleeping bag coat.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing is long.
I love it. Yep.
Probably super toasty. Even the door handles are in good shape. Say what you want about Toyota, but they do know how to make a reliable car. Reliable in all senses of the word. Standard key. Put it in. Launch this V8. Our signal's been great today too.
Yeah,
I am happy and impressed with the T-Mobile service. Rocking 5G. I did have to spend an extra bit of money today to bump our mobile hotspot allotment up because Alyssa and I have been double live streaming as of late, and
And we found out that Verizon is not good for mobile hotspotting in our areas.
Yeah, at least the off-road loop. We were going to use Alyssa's Verizon hotspot today, but we knew that a few of the off-road areas, which if we hit $10 donations, we'll go do. If we hit those, then T-Mobile's gonna have better service. Oh, we've got ourselves a donation.
Woo!
Alex, who is, I think, yep, Tron driver, $10. That is $20. Cash up.
Yes.
So we will put Alyssa behind the wheel and
take it off-roading.
Take it off-roading. Thanks a lot.
Awesome.
Tron
Thank
driver,
you.
we appreciate that. I think everyone else will as well. Liz, do you want to just drive now? And then we'll swap back when we get toward the snowy area?
Yeah, okay. That's a great idea.
Cool.
Very cool.
There's a photo. I'll bring it up here real quick. There's a photo of when I got back in the Genesis earlier this week after our live drive, and Alyssa's seat was still set. So you can see here, trying to do so many hand things. I don't know how clear that'll come through, but my head was pretty much plastered up against the top,
And he's making a
top
face.
of the car, and I was just like, All right. You do have power seats, which is impressive, I think, for this generation. You've got two-way lumbar and two different way up and down as well, even in the SR5. So Liz can hop in and get good and comfortable. Situated. Yeah, I might even take my jacket off here soon. Hey, we've got another donation from Ken. Thank you, Ken.
You.
Ken Blood. I don't even recognize him. Very nice.
Well, we will now.
Tron donated $10 is at least 1.3 miles in this thing, right?
That's pretty funny.
Neat. Cool. Plenty of donations. We appreciate it, everyone. And Yas donated as well.
Wow!
I think we're up to the point where you're going to have to drive off-road as well.
I can totally do that.
Cool.
Was it the Colorado I drove off-roading?
Yeah, you did.
We actually went mudding in it.
Right.
Yeah,
You did some mean off-roading
That
with
was fun. That was quite fun.
May you hold this real quick, please? I'm going to get my jacket off.
Sure. All right, I'm going to show you guys. So this actually has like a tilt. If you want to adjust the steering wheel, you just kind of press that forward and it moves that way. It's a little bit hard to do one-handed, but here you are. I might take my coat off as well, actually.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I will at least take my hat off for now.
Oh, we're back up to 15.3 mpg, which is exactly what we were before we reset it. Now it's down to 0.2.
All right.
Zeskimo and Victor both say hello. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey, Kyle.
Kyle! He's got to hear that V8.
Yeah, we're driving a V8 for you finally, Kyle. Blah, 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 blah.
Cool. All right, I'm going to go forward just a little bit more.
Kiwi Interstate said spring starts end of March. It's 80 degrees by April to October. That does sound pretty nice.
80 degrees by my birthday.
Yeah.
This coat like overlaps everything.
Tron said Michigan and North Carolina are the places they're doing those Tesla drives right now. Looks like it might be back in Texas around August for demos.
All right.
And Yas has got 70 degrees and sunny. Nathan, don't worry, you don't have to donate to get us to take it off-road anymore because we already got them. Thanks, guys. School Tycoon likes the color and the bumper.
I like the bumper a lot too, and sometimes at night when you're driving and it's like a full mood, you're always worried about hitting deer. I'm going this way, right?
Yep.
And with this one, it's like, well, here's dinner. If you hit a deer in that case. Yeah, you'll just do a Michigan left back to the Willow Runner. Yeah.
Eskimo said, ooh, driving Chris's 4Runner. Yep, Kyle, this is Chris's, or the TheTopher, if y'all aren't familiar. It's his 4Runner.
Oh boy.
So he's got our Model Y right now, and we've got his 4Runner. Did a little trade this week. See how Alyssa's pullout game is.
With traffic right now, it might be a tad weak.
Good thing you got a V8.
Right? Let's see after this last truck here.
Oh yeah, you got some gap.
Yeah, nice gap.
Take them out to Gapplebee's, Liz. There's a Tacoma right there. A little tent box on it.
This one right here?
Sure.
The turn signal is so like clunk.
It's beefy.
Yeah.
A lot about this truck
Oh,
is
and you
beefy.
can hear that tire.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go after. The guy's just gonna stay. I'll stay in this left lane.
There's something nice about having a big V8 for daily driving. It's certainly not nice to have at the pump, but there's so much usable torque and power there. You can definitely get that out of some turbocharged motors these days, but it's just nice. It's kind of nice hearing that when you get on it, but then everything's very smooth and effortless too.
There's a tad bit of a rattle.
It's a rattle, but I bet you if you ran the windshield washer fluid, I think it's probably some ice buildup in there. I wouldn't be surprised, because I didn't hear it earlier. And Alyssa, being a shorter individual, is able to be blocked by the sun visor, which is good. That's something that doesn't always happen with all our cars.
Well, my seat is raised to the max.
It is good that it can go up, but yeah, maxing all the way out, you still have quite a bit of headroom.
Right.
Yep. This thing is in great shape though. Toyota really knows how to make a vehicle last 240,000 miles.
And then some.
Oh yeah, this thing I'm sure has another, if you took just the right care of it, 1,000,000 miles would probably be possible.
Literally?
Oh yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's already a quarter of the way there.
It's insane to me.
If anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be Toyota or older Volvos, but I don't know, I wouldn't trust new Volvos to go 100 million miles. Ride is pretty smooth.
I think it's very smooth, even with those giant tires. Like sometimes, especially if they're inflated all the way, it's such a bumpy ride.
Yeah.
And it's honestly not bad at all.
Oh. This Eskimo visibility is pretty decent. The only downside is the rear windows have an aftermarket tint, which I think the TheTopher does plan on getting removed, but it's a lot harder to see out of those. So if you try to check your blind spot, you really got to be careful. Fortunately, he's got 2 of these little blind spot mirrors installed, so that makes it easier to merge. I think it could probably stand to get some new windshield wipers as well.
Yes, that should be another upgrade in the list of upgrades.
All minor things though.
Right.
I do notice you have to sit a bit close to the wheel, being someone with shorter legs.
Yes, having one thing I like about your Town and Country is that you can actually move the pedals.
Yeah. Yeah, adjustable pedals are a good thing for you.
Adjustable pedals are super, super nice.
Yeah. These Firestone Destination XT all-season tires are not as loud on the road as I thought they were going to be. This 4Runner does a good job at sound isolation. You notice them, but wind noise is pretty good, and this engine quiets right down as well. So Liz, you did some kind of daily driving in this car this week, and you liked it, right?
I loved it. I really did. I came home and that sun is right where I came home and it was like, that could have been my daily driver. Like, that's super cool. And I don't regret the Tesla at all, but like, this would have been a really cool thing to have and drive and just get in and just plow through everything.
Especially in the winter.
Especially in the winter. I actually said, if you could just drive this, only this, in the winter, and then switch to something else, switch your insurance to a second car that's more summer-like, whatever, that would be a really sweet deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eskimo, I actually already shot a POV test drive for Winding Road, and then I also shot a POV review that'll be going up in the next week or two with some off-roading. But I can almost guarantee Chris will be doing all sorts of off-roading with this car POV wise as well. Speed limit's 55. You gotta get in the left lane eventually. So this, I don't know why people go so slow on this road. Sorry, the sorority girl couldn't do the speed limit in her Audi Q5. All right, so thank you all so much for the donations, helping pay for this thirsty 4.7 liter V8. We're gonna head off road, and might as well just have Alyssa do it first.
Awesome. I'm gonna love that.
We do have a plug pulled in the engine compartment so that we do not have stability control or traction control, but we still have anti-lock brakes. Go left here. Just a nice, simple simplicity. Simple simplicity is a bit redundant. A nice simplicity to cars of this generation. Standard radio. If you wanted, you could swap this out with a like an Apple CarPlay unit or something, or you just leave it standard. You still have an aux input. That's pretty much all you really need. You do have automatic climate control, which I was surprised about. That works decently, and you can also, you kind of got this weird fan control where if you want low, you tap there, and then medium and high, off, and temperatures up and down on this thing. I suppose I could do that. Temp up and down, and then kind of where you want your fans directed. Zeskimo, the audio's meh. I mean, for 2021 standards, it's really not great, but for what this is and for its off-road capabilities, it's fine. You do have to dial the bass back a little bit, though. It's pretty boomy.
Is it?
Yeah. Not like a good quality bass. Head on over to the Tyler Road, like where we started, pretty much. Yep. Victor Halo is from New York, and he says hello.
Hello.
Right. Another cool thing about the 4Runner, which we'll show again when we're stopped, but you can actually slide the rear window up and down on the tailgate. And there's some mirrors in the very back, which are kind of cool as well. Everything's held up so well in this car. Oh, man, it's hard to get out.
Even that.
You got these stupid little extender things that don't do much, but exist. Although you do have a dual fold here, so you can have this thing to the side, and then this thing out in front, get double sun blockage. Yeah, coming around the corners, it really feels like a chore, eh?
Yeah, it's a tad sluggish.
Ha! The TOFR said do a barrel roll. Probably would be decently doable on this thing.
What actually is a barrel?
Like where you spin. I mean, not, like, we couldn't actually do it, but like a flip. So Chris, we did manage to get some very generous donations, and Alyssa's gonna take a whack at some of these Snow 2 tracks with the new Firestone, loop around, the Firestone Destination XTs.
You want me to take a left or a right?
Yeah, take a right and then another right.
Yep. Nice turn signal.
No, this is a bank.
That guy.
Yeah?
I'm going this way.
Yeah. Okay.
I was saying to him.
Oh, well, you had your turn signal on, so I thought you were turning.
No, I thought it was closer.
Gotcha. Kyle, you should do a live drive of your van. Yeah, maybe someday. Maybe if we got a slow press car week sometime. Pittsburgh Man, he says hello.
Hey.
Was he on at the beginning?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He says what?
He says hello.
Oh.
I'm curious, Pittsburgh Man, how do you feel about older Toyotas? Because we're not a big fan of Nissan, but I feel like Toyota's a big step up. I also noticed the dash is so short in this car. It's like steering wheel, and then within like a foot, you got the glass.
Windshield.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some on this
Pretty
side here.
effective use of space. Pittsburgh Man was doing groceries. good for you, Pittsburgh Man. We always appreciate you taking care of life needs before watching Daily Motor. And Eric S. is also late. It's all right, everyone. Wow, it's already 4:45. Maybe we'll stick on a little bit longer.
Yeah, I feel like we just started.
Yeah. It's because this car is fun to drive.
Yeah.
Half the cars we live drive for you all are lame.
Because there's like, they're either too perfect and they're like, what do we talk about? Like, this is nice.
Yeah.
Or they're very simple and they're like, what do we talk about? There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah. Hey, Aris Bletanu says, hi, Charlie from Daily Motor. So you're going to take a right just after this fence. So we'll get to a few more chats here in a minute, but Alyssa's going to take this thing off-road. Yep, you can kind of see those right there.
Neat.
Nice and easy.
The thing behind me.
Yeah, they can hit us. Chris will appreciate the insurance. So we've got no lift, but we do have 15% larger all-terrain tires. And this thing just eats up the off-road trails.
Yeah, my coat is out.
It's okay.
Wow. You feel a little bit of pulling and swaying, but it's honestly not. It doesn't matter at all. Okay, go off and go and do that side. Is that the one that you did?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. We'll let you do that one, actually.
Okay. Go ahead and slam on the brakes. Pretty quick for snow.
Very quick, yeah. That was what happened. I was coming to a stop sign when I was driving it the other day, and there was a patch of ice, and you could hear the ABS, but you didn't feel a thing. And just now, normally you feel like a car shaking, or you feel it in your seat when the ABS has kicked on. Nothing. You only hear it. It's butter. It's awesome, and I love that.
Hannah's Planet says, nice snow driving.
Thank you.
Pittsburgh Man says, Toyotas are tanks. My future children's first cars will be Toyotas.
Aww.
You can take a left here and get some undulation.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Got that nice little satisfying slide.
Yeah.
This would be a great car if you lived like 3 miles down an unpaved road and that you needed to get in and out of every day.
That's what I'm... Chris, I hope you're okay with me doing this.
He's gonna go out with his wife later and be like, all right, honey, well, they took our car, thrashed through off-road, let's get the Tesla. Let's go.
This way?
Sure.
Turn around?
The world is your oyster in the Toyota 4Runner.
Okay, I don't know.
So shuck it. Topher said, wow, that's a big braking improvement. Still haven't driven this on the new tires. Yeah, Chris, you're gonna really like these tires. I haven't had a single complaint with them yet. The ride's good, the noise is much more than acceptable,
Absolutely.
And the snow performance is awesome.
Yeah.
And he said, send it, Alyssa.
Okay, where to now? Oh, that was the road.
Well, do you want to do it again, or you want to flip back?
You know what? Let's flip, because I know you're gonna take it a little bit more than what I will do.
Okay.
So,
Kyle, yes, we've got 2 cats. You asked if we have any pets, and you should maybe.
You want me to turn around?
Yeah, we'll just do a quick swap right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Neat. Because in the 4Runner, you just swap wherever you want. You don't adhere to rules. Seat back. I don't understand why Toyota didn't put a button for TCS. Yeah, I agree, Moran. I don't know why they didn't either. I think they did in newer cars, and Chris can attest to this, but I'm fairly certain if you put the diff lock on, it'll disable traction control and stability control. But yeah, it's kind of a shame they didn't do that in these older ones. There you are.
Thank you. Aw. Send it, Alyssa.
Look at this, no play in the steering. I mean, it's kind of a large steering rack, so you got to turn a while to get it to do something, but it's very tight. There's none of that like wiggleness.
Mm.
Where is the entrance to that trail? It must be up here.
It looks like it's right there on the left.
Yep.
Oh boy, here we go. Oh. Ooh.
So any of that rubbing you hear is just because of the larger all-season tires, or all-terrain tires, rubbing a little bit against the mud flaps. So the TOPher does plan on doing a tasteful lift. But this is just straight up snow. And we can even go onto the side where it hasn't even been driven through. And you just have grip. And one of the other cool things I talked about in my review, if this were a nice, an expensive vehicle, something like a new car, if you bought a new 4Runner or something, or if you're like Yas and you bought a new Tacoma, or even with the TOPher's previous off-roader, the Lexus GX, I'd feel more nervous about scratching the paint or having something happen. I wouldn't want to borrow it from them, and I'd definitely not do something like this. But something more accessible, like this 4Runner, you still want to be nice to it, you still want to take care of it, but if something out of the ordinary did happen, you'd feel a lot less worried and a lot less nervous, and it's more freeing.
Mm.
No worries at all about getting stuck.
Woo! Darn!
The turning radius is so, or the turning speed, the ratio is so large that you really have to yank the wheel around. You can't just make little quick inputs and correct. Got a lot of steering action going on. I'll turn around here. Actually, we'll go to the left first.
Ah, that's when I went down.
Yep.
It's got some really nice dips.
You want to do a little outside footage?
I was wondering if you'd ask that. Yeah.
There you are.
Okay.
And I'll just do, if you want to kind of stand on the side-ish right here, I'll kind of go down and then come back.
Great. All right. All right. Thumbs up. There he goes. All set?
Pretty nice?
Yeah, yeah. It looks like it can handle anything.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll let you get your seatbelt on.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So I think we can drive around this way a little bit more. We might be able to find a lot where we could try to slide it around a bit, but most of the lots have been plowed. One thing we will do is I'll straighten out here and I'll give it the beans, and you can just see how well it takes off with both the all-wheel drive and these tires.
And on this trail.
Yep. So we're 2-track, and then I mean, that was up to 30 real quick.
That was a bump there.
And then right back. I mean, it's stopping aggressively.
Yeah. That's awesome. What a great vehicle.
Yeah. The Topher's gonna have to move somewhere that gets harsher winters just to properly enjoy this thing.
And live on a dirt road.
Yeah.
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 A dirt road in the mountains of Colorado.
There you go.
Going off trail there a little bit. Didn't even feel anything.
Didn't feel a thing.
Didn't feel a thing.
You can definitely feel a bit of front end dive with that big bumper up there. But other than that, the stock suspension takes these bumps really
well. Yeah.
And again, no creaks or rattles. That's the impressive thing.
Throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
We've taken new press cars on that trail that have made more
noise.
Shudder and noise and rattle than this thing.
Maybe the big iron thing in the front kind of keeps it.
Quell everything.
Yeah.
Settles it.
Yeah. It's so heavy.
The big iron on its front. Somebody said, I think it might have been Zeskimo, when are you going to get Mr. Nathan back in these?
And these live drives?
Yeah, I mean, when he's not busy, I mean, he's got a life and he's got work and everything. So when we get a chance, we'll definitely get him in. Probably more so later on this year. We'd like to get him on more of these, but
definitely summertime, I would think, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Listen to that V8.
Beautiful. Wow.
And we'll do the Moran test just for kicks and giggles.
Yes,
even
he's
though
asking
he said it was,
for it.
Yep.
First gear limiter test.
So we'll go down. There's 3, 2. I'm actually going to come to a stop to put it into 1. I don't think I'm going to bounce off the limiter because this is Chris's car after all. We'll just nice and easy go up. There we go.
Yep.
Just hits that rev limiter and does not shift. As it should.
Cool.
And we've probably got some comments to get back to.
Eric S. asks if we have the iPhone 12 Pro for Daily Motor.
You have the iPhone 12. I had an iPhone 11 Pro for a little while, but I've actually got a Google Pixel 5.
Yep.
Every now and then I try iOS and then end up going back, and I've been super happy with the Pixel 5. One of my favorite phones.
Right.
So this will actually be a little bit of a test of our T-Mobile signal because we almost always drop down coming around this corner, and we'll see what happens.
Right.
We've been full green this whole time.
Yeah, we have. It's been amazing.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. I will say that for you tech geeks, T-Mobile just recently put out an update for the Google Pixel that allows standalone 5G instead of 5G that's helped along by the 4G network. And oh, there's the drop. It always happens right around this corner. I don't understand why. It didn't go all the way down this time though.
Well,
so
it's climbing up.
Yeah, that's
so it drops and then climbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. I wonder if the airport has some sort of no signal-ish blockers from the radar or something.
It would make sense though, because so it doesn't mess with the planes when they're taking off.
Right, that's
landing.
possible.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Eric S. says, I remember a friend having one of these, and my favorite thing was when they rolled the rear window down.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
We do it right now. Isn't that cool? And Chris at TheTopher points out they're the ultimate photography vehicle and filming because someone can just sit in the trunk there and film out the back of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Hey, that state trooper's gone.
Yeah, I wonder what that was about. We filmed here 3 live drives in a row, and every time there's an empty state trooper truck.
There's a Ford Raptor over there, though. We should challenge him to a race.
On the other side?
And behind us.
Ah.
All right. So what did we come through here with before? Is it the Genesis?
We didn't do this part with the Genesis, but it was that Q5.
Did we? Okay.
I think the Q5 because you said it was so good for snow drifting.
Well, let's compare this.
How deep do you think the snow is right here?
Probably about 4 to 6 inches.
Okay. Woo! This is beautiful. Yeah, those are our tracks from the Q5.
it does seem to be cutting revs a little bit, and I don't know, Chris knows this vehicle better than me. Let me see. I'll try putting it in first gear. It just seemed... I mean, obviously the traction controls.
Whoa, look at the snow.
There we go. Now it's revving out. Maybe it was just getting enough traction that it wasn't getting up to the rev limiter. You have to be a little more careful in SUVs like this. You wouldn't want to catch an asphalt bit and flip the thing over.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious what this would look like parked next to this Raptor.
With his little windshield arms up. The Raptor is actually really good. It looks like a T-Rex with his little windshield wipers up.
Ah. I'm gonna hop out real quick and look.
Okay.
Let's see. TOFR 4Runner versus Ford Raptor with a plow attachment, surprisingly. That's probably one of the few ways to make this 4Runner look small. I thought I was right next to it, but I've actually got a good amount of space. Man, the Raptor's beefy. Still, this thing holds its own. Probably a pretty similar depreciation curve, too. All right.
Those are some knobby tires on that Raptor.
There sure are.
The snow on the tread actually looks like some sort of camouflage pattern.
Kinda does, you're right. What else is going on in the peanut gallery?
Tron says, oh, are you near a runway?
Yeah, we're near Willow Run Airport. I think it's
like right next to it.
KYP. It's YP something, I'm pretty sure. YIP. I'm pretty sure it's KYIP is the airport code.
Gonna go through this?
Yeah, I'll just kind of do some perusing.
That is where there's some loose asphalt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it turns from asphalt to gravel, like right here.
Okay.
I'll do actually a little POV right now.
Are you?
I'm not gonna slide it because I don't really know what's under here.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, this looks like straight up just not road.
Doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
We could honestly follow those tracks all the way out.
Right. Our Model Y could do this. But that's the thing, is I'd just be more worried about the Model Y.
I'm always worried about that in the snow.
Whereas...
Until we get like some decent winter tires.
Yeah. Well, not even just like getting stuck or whatever, but like damaging something or something like that. I mean, that's
yeah.
that you could buy 10 of these for that Model Y.
Right.
Neat. There's a spoiler on that semi. A wing. It straight up just looks like an airplane wing. Huh.
That's awesome.
Cool. All right. Nothing else going on?
Let me double check.
We'll probably get wrapping here before too long. What's our GoPro battery at? Ooh, it's 37, which in GoPro live streaming battery could be next to nothing.
You actually could just go over this Meridian.
I could. That's Alyssa's starting to get bad intentions now that she has a beefy off-road vehicle. That's how I felt driving a Ford Raptor around. It's just like, I could just drive over this median. No one's gonna stop me. We'll follow the law. That's what we do here at Daily Motor.
Boring. What am I, Charles? A chaotic neutral?
Yeah.
Tron, KYIP is Ypsilanti, right? I think Kalita Cargon has a base there.
Yeah, they're right over here.
That's pretty cool. But if that corner is near the approach end of the highway, the high power frequency for the ILS can mess with stuff like cell phone signal.
That's probably it. And I think we are at the approach side.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's drive down that way and we'll see how bad our signal gets. And that would also make sense why our signal is always bad down on the other end. Maybe that's where it is.
Right, that makes sense. Pittsburgh Man says I'm a bad influence. Carlito Cargo. Kalita Cargo.
Yep.
He said he ran out of letters.
I can see the maintenance actually a neat little route because it wraps all the way around the airport. I like going this way on the motorcycle. It's just a nice, peaceful. Technically, the speed limit's 35, but
whatever.
Whatever.
Bad influence again. The TOFR says it's actually a really neat system. I've heard at low revs with the center diff lock transaction is on, so a track can engage ABS VSC. A track can. He's throwing. He knows so much car jargon, and I don't. All right, I'm gonna start over. It's a neat system. I've heard at low revs with the center diff lock traction off or is on, so A track can engage ABS VSC is off, but at high revs TCS disables.
Oh, interesting. That actually would kind of make sense with the way it was, with the characteristics that were happening.
Sorry, I butchered that, Chris.
There's some Kalitta airplanes in their cargo facilities right here.
Cool.
It's funny when you see the airplanes out there. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see them after we pass this, but they got their little like blinders on. It's like they're like horses just resting or something.
Aw, that's
good. All masked up to stay warm. I feel like there's a good amount of overlap between like airplane guys and car guys and people.
I think that's fair.
People and car people.
Like I think Tron said with our last live drive on Tuesday, they have motors, right?
Yeah,
they all have motors.
Yeah, most of them are much more rudimentary than car motors because they have to be so like dead reliable.
Right.
A lot of them are carbureted, those old Cessnas.
A couple of weeks ago, Charlie asked me if he got his full pilot license, how long it would take for me to ride in the plane with him. And I said, you'd have to be flying for like 6 months before I'd get in that thing with you.
Which is fair.
Thank you.
Yeah. What is a yellow GTI?
Yeah.
That's a GLI, actually. That's cool. So our signal is actually staying full, which is awesome. I'm really, really happy with T-Mobile signal. You
did just upgrade your, or at least...
I bumped up the data cap.
Yeah, the data cap.
I think that should have done anything.
Just did that today.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'd think that that would do something. Skirt.
Fun fact, the TOFR used to film out this way, but then he had a little bit of a conversation with the local law authorities and politely decided to move his filming to other locations.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
All very civil.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Tron says 747s, whoop whoop. The 4Runner out of the sky. Absolute tank, so God help whoever pays that fuel tab.
Yeah, seriously. 4 engines all spinning away. If our signal stays good over on this side, we'll show the viewers some cool old warplanes, like bombers and stuff down this way.
That's cool.
Because this was where Ford built their bombers. This was the Henry Ford. I mean, this whole airport was built for World War II.
Right.
So there's still a good amount of history around here.
Mm-hmm. And there's a museum. Did it shut down for COVID, or was that prior to?
I don't know what its status is right now. The Yankee Air Museum, it's probably closed right now for COVID and money and renovations and that sort of thing.
Cool.
Yeah. And a trash dump.
Yep. Welcome to Ypsilanti.
Yeah, Topher's gonna be really happy with these tires.
Yes, I agree. He's probably itching to get this.
Yeah, he was gonna take it ice racing this weekend, but it got canceled.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
That seriously would have been the coolest thing.
So hopefully in 2 weeks, we'll be able to take it out and do some slipping and sliding on the ice.
Ah. So Tron says, Alyssa, if it makes you feel better, the requirements to get your pilot's license, which is when he would take you flying, is super, super strict and extremely hard. So you'll pretty much need to be able to go around the world. Okay.
On the flip side, it's only, I mean, obviously everyone takes longer than this, but the minimum's only 40 hours. So if you can, I mean, there's a lot of like book time and class time and everything, but flight time's 40 hours. Hey, now our signal's finally dropping right when it was going to get interesting. Let's see. Let's see if it goes down as we turn left or goes up. I think I came by this way on the motorcycle too when I did that live drive.
Oh, you did? Tron also also says Yankee Air Museum. My friend who flies for Kalita said they're only open for the weekends now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this,
oh wow.
I'm not very good with airplanes. Maybe this is a Galaxy, like a C2 or Galaxy or something like that. I'm sure somebody else in the chat knows better.
Probably Tron.
Yeah.
Cool.
Look at the engines kind of half disassembled there. The
Skin
jets.
peeled off.
Yeah. Bomber compartments and everything. This is probably this is probably a bomber. Cool.
Yeah. Oh wow, we're on the back of that.
Yeah.
That you see on the other side.
It's kind of surprising how accessible this airport is, because like, it's a pretty serious, large facility, and they got commercial airlining going on here and stuff. But like, you could get onto the runway if you wanted to.
That's cool.
Yeah. Fun.
This 4Runner live drive has turned into like an airport airplane show.
Yeah. I don't know, we're around here. That's what's cool about the 4Runner, is you just want to go exploring with it.
It's a B-52.
Oh, it is a B-52.
That's what Tron just said. I knew he'd know. That's pretty cool.
Well, we will get wrapping on up here soon. We're just going to head back around the airport, and then we'll park and do one last little walk around and call it a weekend for our first Friday live drive.
We've probably done others on Friday, but meaning to do them on Tuesday.
I don't know, actually. We've definitely done Saturday. We've done Wednesday and Thursday and Tuesday. I don't know if we've done Friday before. Maybe we've had one, but this is our first intentional Friday live drive.
Gotcha. And the first of two a week.
Yeah, first twofer. Or again, our first intentional twofer.
Intentional twofer, yes. We've had a twofer before, but that was 2 cars in one. Was that an AMG and the M8? Those were.
No,
I remember a red and a green one.
We had one that we had the Lexus and the K5, but you're right, there was another one that we took 2 cars at once. There's one of those that was a twofer twofer. We met the twofer to stop.
That's right, the twofer twofer.
Yep.
Say that 5 times fast.
Twofer twofer.
No, okay.
Hey, it's snowmobile tracks.
Huh. The Tron says the B-52 is a long-range strategic bomber.
Neat.
Yeah. Cool. And the Thepittsburgh Man is asking when our next live drive is, and that should be Tuesday.
Tuesday at 4 o'clock.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. In next month, in March, Tuesday at 4 o'clock, Alyssa and I will be on the highway driving down to North Carolina, and we'll be in the Model Y, so we'll have to live drive on the road.
Right.
Yep.
Yep. That one will be interesting because we're mostly going to, and hopefully we can actually time it so that we're actually probably ending it or starting it as we're charging it, stopping to
yeah,
charge
there will probably be a charge in there at some point.
Yep.
So that transmitter he was talking about must be on this end of the airport because...
Tanked again.
Tanked. Yep, and there's
Gotcha.
that's the only logical explanation I could see.
Right.
I'm gonna try going straight. I've never gone straight before.
Okay.
Much to Alyssa's disappointment.
Why?
Going straight.
Oh. What? What? Blazing it. That's a nice color for that blazer.
Yeah, it is kind of neat.
So what do we have in store for Tuesday's live drive?
That will be the new 2021 Ford F-150.
Ooh, I think that's going to be a cult favorite there.
Much to Kyle's disappointment, it will be a 3.5 EcoBoost.
So not a V8.
Look at that grip.
Wow.
This road is beat.
Oh!
Man. As Chris pointed out, it's almost a shame to get rid of these shocks because they're in such good shape. He can probably sell them.
We have terrible signal.
Yeah.
We gotta get out of here.
We're getting away, guys. Don't worry. Doing our darndest. What does that say? Arrow Bridge. Crawling back to Signalville.
Yeah, that's gonna bounce right off.
I got that wedged.
We're gonna gonna hit like one good pothole and it'll go bloop and fall over.
Bloop. Man, we could launch this thing and get air off this.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. I bet some people in this area have totally done that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is back. Man, this goes very far. I told you.
Okay, signal seems to be coming back. Just needed a good whack.
Tron says, so next Tuesday will be painful for gas too.
Yeah, but still honestly better than this. But yeah. And then what else do we have next week?
For Friday.
Oh, we've got a RAV4 Prime as well for Friday, so that'll actually be fine.
That'll be fine, because that's
a plug-in hybrid.
That's a hybrid, yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, and maybe we'll see if people would rather see our Model Y instead of the RAV4 Prime. Maybe Alyssa and I'll just get a head start on our road trip next weekend and live drive from the highway. We'll see.
Right. Didn't we?
So
you said we had one. We had a RAV4 Prime, something like that, like a couple months ago. Right?
Yep. Yeah, we've already seen it, but we only had it for like a day and a half.
And we probably didn't live drive with it.
No.
I think it might be useful to live drive with that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
What's the GoPro battery at?
We're at 24% on the GoPro.
Cool. Well, hopefully we can make it. But we do have spare batteries just in case. And actually, I could just give you the plug and we can charge it.
Right.
Sorry, Journey. Back into civilization. You have your purse hanging.
I do. It's awesome.
That's nifty.
I didn't think it'd make any noise either, because it's just gonna sway side to side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Where does this even? Okay. Just charging up this GoPro on. Hey. Okay.
Oh yeah, maybe try to find a spot.
Yeah.
Live drive for days. We could do like a 24-hour live drive for charity someday. That'd be fun.
That'd be so cute.
We could do a cross-country road trip and we live drive the entire thing to raise money for charity or something. That'd be.
We'd just be sleeping. If we were taking the Tesla, we could just go to sleep.
I think between you, me, and Nathan, we could probably do a non-stop drive. Maybe,
yeah.
Or maybe that'd just be a me and Nathan sort of trip. I don't know. If you'd be interested in partaking.
That'd be fine.
Yeah, you'd be.
Could be persuaded.
Okay. Fair enough.
We could just have nice, silent, long bits where we're just quietly listening to music.
Or chatting back with the on the chat, but like not even talking, just like typing to them.
That's fair. Yeah.
Turns into like a reality TV show where we're just like bad mouthing each other.
I keep saying it. We could just blog our lives. Car blogs. Yeah. Vlog. That's what I'm. Vlog our lives.
If only there were a word for video blog. Boy, this live drive has gone off the rails.
Pittsburgh Man says road trip with Daily Motor. Ooh. Tron says I always want to see more Tesla shenanigans.
Tesla shenanigans.
And Tron says Cannonball Run for charity?
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
That's what it would be.
I've always wanted to do an electric vehicle cannonball run, which I think somebody did it with the Tycoon, set like the cross-country record. But I think that'd be cool. Also, I've never been down this road, so I'm taking this opportunity.
Oh goodness, muddy, muddy, mud. Look at that little Chevy. It's trying to stay out of the mud and get into the snow. That's so funny.
Yeah, here in Michigan, people would rather just completely disregard road rules to avoid some potholes.
Right. Kiwi Interstates is asking where we're heading next weekend.
Northern Michigan.
Yes.
Yep,
Northern
going up
Michigan.
north, do some snowmobiling, and just generally enjoy the more snow.
The more, yes. Yep. And in March, I think Kiwi, you said that you were from North Carolina. So in March, we're actually going down to Asheville area, and we're gonna check out the Biltmore Estate. I've never seen it before.
Neither have I.
And it's been about.
Look at this car coming in that Malibu stuff.
Oh goodness.
An idiot.
They're panicking.
Anyway.
It's been about 10 years for me since I've been in the Asheville area, and I love that area. So we're gonna go down there and stay for a couple of days, see the area, hang out there.
Some big bumps that I expect to come through stronger, and I just don't.
Pittsburgh Man says sneak across the border and come see Toronto.
Yeah, it's a shame that we actually have to sneak right now because of COVID.
Right.
But
yeah, and we both have our what kind of license is it called? Extended?
enhanced.
Enhanced. We both have our enhanced license, so we don't have to take our passports.
Right.
If and when we go to Canada.
It's snowing a little bit.
Yeah, cute.
What was I gonna say? Oh, Throttle House is out of the Toronto area, and I'm pretty sure the Topher's been talking to him quite a bit, and we'll probably try to hang out with them at some point, do a little collaboration.
That would be really cool.
So if there are any last things you all would like to see with the 4Runner, let us know. We're gonna wrap things up here in a few minutes. Alyssa,
Very cool.
you had some exasperation there.
Kiwi Interstate says, sounds fun. I live in Charlotte. Went to the Biltmore a few months ago, and it is beautiful up there. We were actually in Charlotte.
Late November. Mid to late November.
I love that city.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
We'd like to check it out more.
Yeah, I love that city. There's a lot of new construction, new commercial construction going on in there. We were looking at the, what was it, northwest area side of the city.
And yeah, just to the west.
Right.
No, live stream ended.
Oh, geez.
Or did it actually? It's done that before where it says it's ended, but
Right.
it's not actually.
So far, we're still going.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm watching where we come up to the corner.
Okay.
And the street pipes.
Oh, street pipes are also up there. That's right. Okay, yeah, I think it was just the app that disconnected.
That's so silly.
Yeah.
Look at that guy's license plate.
XX Sam XX. What it should say is manhood problems. The one thing that the one you have about the driving aspect of the car is the throttle's very touchy. It's hard to get onto it and not have it yank you back.
I've not had that problem, but I'm probably just not as gas pedal happy.
Possibly, and yeah, you haven't driven it all too much. It doesn't happen every time, it's just certain times, like if you need to get on it, there are times like right there, I don't need to floor it, but I just need to kind of get on it a little aggressively, and it like slings you back. It's one of my favorite things about the Tesla is how like in chill mode, you can nail the gas and it still just progressively accelerates.
He lives on Lake Norman.
Okay, cool.
I don't remember where that was. No. Yeah. But I liked that city a lot. I didn't expect it to be so... Positive for that beginning. I didn't expect it to be so large and have such a nice downtown feel, as well as have so many new areas. So I liked all of those things.
I agree.
Yeah.
It was neat.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool. Well, sunlight is going down, and so is our fuel tank. But
Oh boy! Oh boy!
healthy 13.4 miles per gallon.
Goodness!
Yeah. But that's just V8 4Runner life, especially when you're lifted up a little bit and live driving and off-roading and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
A whopping 24 degrees outside.
Right. It'll be nice to get back to our electrons next week.
Right.
Yep. I miss Tesla.
Tesla. That's what we named the car.
Tesla.
Yep.
Yep.
The
Tesla.
electrons made by Daddy Elon.
Yep. But yeah, we will be back at 4 o'clock.
Right.
We're going to drive here. Take a look at the out. A dog. Swedish for day. Technically, yeah, and dog.
Yeah, who was the Swedish person that we had watching on Tuesday?
Can't remember. Definitely somebody.
Yeah, or something like that.
Which is, we'll come to think of it. Their time. Yeah, it's not that late.
Right.
Yeah, really, I feel like our live drive times are tended better for Europeans than they are for Americans, especially not West Coast Americans. It's probably why we never get anyone from California watching, is it's the middle of the workday.
That's fine. We can do without California. Except that's where the Teslas are made, so.
Well, they're building the factory in Texas, and Elon's moving to Texas.
Oh,
so,
heck yeah. All right.
And they're building them in Germany, China. They don't need California.
Let's just cut it off and like push it into the ocean.
If we're gonna cut any state off, we need to cut Florida off. I'm sorry for the one viewer that we have watching, but hopefully they agree.
Surgma.
Is that who it is?
No.
Oh.
This GMC's license plate in the front.
Yeah, why do you even bother getting stupid license plates like that? That like you pay extra money just to have something no one's gonna understand. My favorite was I have a buddy from high school who had RUSTPD. So it looked like Rust PD. And every time people see it, I think Rust PD, and then it goes, "Are you stupid?" And it's like,
Are you stupid?
and then he cackles.
Yeah, he does. Yep. Tron says, "See you later, guys. Thanks for the stream."
See ya, Tron.
And Pittsburgh Man says, "100% Florida gotta go."
That's awesome. Cool. Well, hopefully Yas enjoys his off-roading.
Yeah.
Doesn't screw anything up in the Tacoma. What else?
Speaking of tacos, I want Taco Bell tonight.
Okay.
Oh, cool. That was easy.
Doesn't take too much to convince me of Taco Bell. And thank you all so much for watching. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. All the donations.
Yeah, the donations are sweet. Definitely help, especially on a day like today. Maybe next time we live drive the Tesla, we won't ask for any donations because it'll be so much cheaper than
right.
Or at any time we have an electric vehicle. Just pay for the gas. And yeah, we'll be back next week. Ford F-150, Toyota RAV4 Prime, which the RAV4 Prime will be interesting because there will be a lot of consideration of like, what's a better deal, the Tesla or the RAV4 Prime? Because on one hand, all electric in the Tesla can do, you know, most of your daily driving and a good amount of road tripping and everything, all on electrons, $42,000. But for the same price, you can get a decently equipped RAV4 Prime with about 40 miles of EV range and then a gas motor, so you never have to restrict yourself on road trips or anything. You've got a little bit more off-roading capability, but the driving dynamics aren't nearly as good. So it'll be cool to hear what people have to say about that.
Right. And what you have to say about that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And what that fuel economy test is like.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did do one RAV4 Prime highway fuel economy test, but I didn't like the results we got. It came out kind of wonky, so I'm going to do another one.
Gotcha.
Do a redux.
Here we go.
It's like hard to even skid this thing out because it just grips so well.
One thing I'd like to see on that RAV4 Prime, you said it has 40 miles of EV. I wonder how the cold will affect that because, you know, it's probably being warmed up by, what would you say, would the gas help warm it up, or is that not even going to come into effect until you've used up all 40 of those EV miles?
Most plug-in hybrids do just use the gas motor for heat still.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about the RAV4.
Because the heat just kills an electric motor.
Yeah, making the heat and then
the
battery, yeah. Not only that, but just the batteries just have to work harder a little bit in the cold as well and just aren't quite as efficient. So yeah, I think it will be good to have a RAV4 Prime during the cold season. Yes. And test that out compared to our Tesla.
Right, because you know it's going to be fine during the summertime.
Right.
Right. The real test is going to be
Michigan winter.
When it's 25 degrees out or lower.
Right.
What is it like?
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Any last comments? We should.
Bless you.
Thank you. Get to.
Yas says, yeah, it was great. Thanks.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you all so much for watching.
Don't forget to walk around.
One last look at this Beefmobile. Fun truck. TOPher got a good one here, so make sure you're all subscribed to the TOPher if you want to see more on this 4Runner as he lives with it. I'm sure we'll have our butts in the seats again at some point. Thanks to Alyssa, as always, for doing some cool off-roading and all the good camera work.
Thank you.
And thank you all so much for the donations and for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. We're Charlie and Alyssa from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.